Welcome to the Fellowship of the Films podcast, a podcast where we discuss movies, television, and other pop culture related topics. My name's Duncan, as per usual, and with me I have Ryan.
Hey!
And today we're going to be kind of catching up on everything Marvel related. We haven't had an episode in a hot minute.
It's been a while, yeah.
Actually. And I think it's time we kind of reviewed everything Marvel related. We'll probably do an episode DC as well, but let's just stick with the Marvel stuff for today.
Let's start catching up to everything, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to start way back in September, long time ago, in a galaxy far away.
Wrong episode.
Yeah, exactly. Where we watched Shang-Chi.
Oh, yeah, Shang-Chi. I remember Shang-Chi.
That was a while ago. Do you remember it well?
I remember enough, I feel, so...
I have not rewatched it since the theaters. So
I have also not rewatched it, but that's not obviously I still thought it was a pretty good movie overall.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember it. I bought it as well. It went on Disney Plus.
And then just didn't buy.
I bought it. I saw it go on Disney Plus, and I just still haven't rewatched it. What I remember from it is I did thoroughly enjoy it.
Oh yeah, it was good. There's good action, I will have to say.
The action was good. Things I remember being thoroughly impressed with was CGI, like the
especially in the closer to the beginning, obviously.
Oh, for me it was the final battle, like
really?
the big dragon thing. There was a dragon, right?
There was a big dragon thing. Yeah.
The big dragon thing seemed really well done. I just at the end I thought the action, the effects were great at the end.
See, I thought it was like par for the course about near the end, and in the beginning, yeah, I like kind of there wasn't as much effects, right? So it seemed more real, and I kind of liked that more than like the giant kaiju battle at the end.
Yeah, I think it might have also been that by the end of the movie, I was liking the movie a little more. I must say the start, it struck me as a little bit. I was like, oh, this is cookie cutter Marvel. There's two characters. One of them is obviously the comedy relief.
What? No, I couldn't tell.
Like his friend there was obviously the comedy relief. It was just, and he was like the unsuccessful guy with a lot of potential. It was just, not even cookie cutter Marvel, just kind of cookie cutter movie in general. I was just kind of like, oh, but then as the story unfolded and they were able to do a ridiculous amount of story, world building in the time they were given, I ended up liking it more by the end. So maybe it was that made me the action was good too. Do you remember the scene?
Oh, the scaffolding on the wall.
Yeah, no, obviously, okay, everything we talk about today is spoiler heavy, okay? This is all relatively
I'm gonna
old.
editing Ryan's gonna have a spoiler warning at the beginning, so we're okay.
Yeah, this is all relatively old, so we're fine. Either way, I liked Shang-Chi. I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth a rewatch one night when you sit down and have, solid 2 hours.
Yeah, Moon Knight and Eternals. I haven't rewatched either of those.
Moon Knight? You haven't seen Moon Knight?
No. Shang-Chi and Eternals.
There you go.
Not Moon Knight.
We'll talk about that later.
Well, that's what's on my mind right now, Moon Knight.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. Do you have anything else to say about
Shang-Chi? Overall, I gotta say, it was pretty good. I'll give it a pretty good.
I like the little tie into Iron Man.
Oh, yeah, like the Iron Man free, with the
Mandarin dude.
Yeah. I thought that was, overall, I liked it. I thought the Shang-Chi, it was a good addition. Wasn't anything phenomenal, but it was a good addition, and I liked it.
Yeah. I will agree. Apart from, again, cookie cutter Marvel, I don't know, I need to watch it again, but for some reason, I was just like, this is too typical Marvel movie for me. Maybe I just need to see it again.
Yeah, maybe.
The next one we're about to talk about here did not make me feel those feelings. Eternals.
The Eternals.
Now, I want to start for Eternals because I have thoughts. Eternals, I felt, corrected what I felt from Shang-Chi. So Shang-Chi, I was like, this is typical Marvel movie. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's a typical Marvel movie. Eternals, it felt very different than a typical Marvel, for me anyways.
It was very different than a typical Marvel movie.
And like it or not, because it was very divided for a Marvel movie. I didn't think it should have been... divided's fine, but I feel like it shouldn't be as hated as it was. Like, it was like by the end of its like run, it was like one of the lowest rated Marvel movies on like Rotten Tomatoes, and I was like, no, because
have you guys watched For the Dark World? Like,
yeah, well, not to mention that, like, there's movies I like a lot less than Eternals. I watched Eternals and I was like, this is probably in my... How many Marvel movies are there? 23? 24?
25. I think there's probably...
Between 20 and 25. This would be in my top 15.
Like middle half, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It would not be on the lower end, though.
Okay.
So I just didn't think it deserved the crap it got, to be honest. That's my take on it.
See, for me, I thought it was a little bit less highly than you. I'd say it's probably like my top like 18 or like 17, kind of somewhere in that range. I don't know. I had my problems with it. Like, it did feel a little long. I will admit there. Like, it's a long movie. It felt like a long movie. The pacing was a little weird on that. Yeah, I thought it was a little slow, honestly.
It didn't seem slow to me at all. Like, I felt it was long, but there was always enough happening that it never felt slow to me. Like, for me anyways. Like, yeah, it never felt slow to me. I was always interested. Even the second view, because I did see it twice. Mm-hmm. Even the second viewing, I was like, no, I was still chill with it. But, teach their own.
I mean, I think it also might be the fact that we continuously seem to be watching movies at like starting at 10:30 at night. So that obviously that's obviously not always peak viewing hours, especially on longer stuff.
Did we go to that? We probably went to it that late.
We went at very late at night for that. So and that was also November, so maybe that might be.
Well, it's because opening nights are Thursdays. Thursdays are opening.
Thursday's a weird opening night. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the same for all movies, but but it's just for us, we end up going really late, which is worth it for depending on the movie.
Oh yeah.
So everybody knows, we're going to Morbius not opening night because that is not worth it.
Anyways,
we'll have to do an episode on that movie depending on how bad it is.
If
it lives up to the shit that's been getting.
Oh, we're going.
Then we have to bash it.
It'll be funny. I feel that.
Eternals though had good. I really liked the end action scene when they were fighting. What was his name? The guy who flew into the sun. Icarus. When they were fighting Icarus, I really liked that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe it was just how it was shot, or the fact that I don't know. It just felt really real compared to, because some of the Marvel movies nowadays, like you can, like ever since I learned in the back of my mind, I always knew it, but once I realized this was all being done on a green screen, I just kind of have a bad habit of it looking artificial to me. So the better they can make it not look artificial to me.
Well, wasn't there that one moment where he literally just turned around? Like, I remember there was one horrendous, like, moment of editing in, like, when he was turning away to go into the sun. Maybe I'm just the only person who thinks that, but I will die on that battlefield. Like, it just, I swear, he looked like a damn, like, flippy floppy thing there, and I was wondering what, like, I'm only, like, remembering about 20% of it, but I remember it existing, and that just lowers the movie, in my opinion.
Interesting. I don't remember that. I'd have to see that again. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed the action. But I think what I was getting to was that the action didn't look green screen to me in most of the cases, which I appreciated. Maybe that's just how it was done. Maybe that's how much practical effects they use. I don't know how. Although it's Marvel and it's a movie about all people with powers, I don't think they used a lot of practical effects.
Yeah, it kind of makes it harder.
I thought it was all right though.
I thought it was. I'd say it's worth a watch, but I wouldn't think it that's amazing.
As we talk about each one here, let's say where they stand in comparison to the last one we talked about. So where does this stand in comparison to Shang-Chi for you?
Below Shang-Chi.
Below Shang-Chi.
I'd say it'd probably be like a meh, you know what I mean? It's worth the watch, but it's not like phenomenal. And you know, if you don't got the time, well, it's not it wouldn't be my favorite, but I'd still say it's worth a watch.
Really? Okay. It went above Shang-Chi for me.
Oh, okay.
I think I have to rewatch them because I'm remembering Shang-Chi and feeling like I would like it better now. Mm-hmm. But at the time, and as it stands currently, Eternals stood above Shang-Chi for me. Mm-hmm. The end, though. Okay, we gotta touch on. We gotta talk
about the post-credit scene. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. It's cool.
Yeah. Harry Styles in the MCU.
That's my favorite.
That guy. It looks like the MCU is really planning to go in one direction here. I pride myself on wonderful effort effort.
This is why you come to the Fellowship of the Films podcast.
It's like a comedy podcast.
Yes.
Harry Styles, I don't know. I was mixed about that. I love a good thrill. Like, I love ending a Marvel movie with a credit scene that makes me go, what? Like, I love that. Yeah. I love that. Mm-hmm. And I love that it's somebody recognizable, that you tell people, oh, Harry Styles is in the Marvel movies now, and their reaction is, what?
What?
But, on the other hand, I'm like, when I think about it for a little bit longer, like, if I sit and take a minute, and I'm like, Harry Styles in the MCU? Like, why? Like, as long as he can act, though. I've never seen Harry Styles act as the problem.
So
has he been in anything?
I barely knew who Harry Styles was before you told me.
You know how some, like, okay, so Haley Steinfeld, which is, she was in Hawkeye.
Yeah.
She was a singer first.
But
I was okay when she came
I did
into Hawkeye because I'd seen her in things previously, like she was in Bumblebee and she'd acted in multiple things. So I was like, okay, she's an actress. She can act, right?
See, I didn't know she was a singer before. So
okay, so you didn't even matter.
Honestly, I thought she was pretty good. But
yeah, like
moving on to Hawkeye.
I knew that she was an actor, whereas when I've never even heard of Harry Styles acting, so I'm a little concerned. Like, maybe if he just has one type of character to play, you know how, like, if someone's not an actor but you give them one type of character to play, it's pretty easy.
Especially if it's, like, somewhat close to who they are kind of thing.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
But I'll if he does a port, I feel like if they don't put him on the spotlight for too long, like, he's a side character, he's there for fun, but don't make a movie about him or anything. Please don't. Please don't.
I can just see it now.
Can you imagine the demographic that would go in to see that movie?
My.
Like, he'd have...
we can tell when Marvel's looking for money. They'll just, like...
But the demographic, you'd have, like, every like, girl who was a teenager when One Direction was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Just, like, going in there exclusively for that. Like, just to have Harry Styles on the front of a movie poster.
Jeez.
I that's just a money grab, but...
Hey, we know what you're looking... We're looking at you, Marvel. Like...
Yeah, that was a surprise, but... I don't want to make any judgments about now.
I think we wait and see. Yeah. And I'm not going to be negative, but I'm excited to see what happens.
Yes. Now, let's any other thoughts on Eternals?
Eternals? Yeah, it was alright.
It was alright. Let's talk about the next one. We're kind of whipping through these pretty fast.
Yeah, well, I mean, this was all a long time ago.
We might have random thoughts after them.
We shall see. We shall see.
Next one is, I think, ranks above both of these for both of us, I would think. For you, yes?
What are you talking? What's
the next one is Spider-Man.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Hawkeye first.
Hawkeye didn't come. Did Hawkeye come before Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's a series. We talked about the series after the movies.
Okay, fine.
I want to talk about Spider-Man.
All right, we'll talk about Spider-Man. Yeah, above both. Yes, you're right.
Yes, Spider-Man.
That movie slapped. It was really good. I thought it was pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
It was actually it will get a great.
All right, we haven't done this for so long. I forgot about your rating system.
It's amazing. I'm really high on it.
You know what? I think Spider-Man movie. I think words you should use for that are amazing, spectacular, and I don't know what other ones he used for Spider-Man. There's been the spectacular Spider-Man, the amazing Spider-Man.
It was really good.
I'm trying to make references here, I swear.
Nah, can't do that here.
Okay, so I'm curious for you where this one stands upon the other Spider-Mans. Like, we don't need to do a whole Spider-Man ranking. We'll do that another time. But just tell me where this sits.
As I haven't seen any of the other Spider-Mans.
What?
Yeah, well, I've only seen, like, Homecoming and Far From Home.
You haven't seen the Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans?
No.
How did this movie even...
I watched the clips. I did my research without doing all the... Do you think I got 8 hours to go sit down to go pre-watch for a movie?
Not even during your childhood?
No.
So you're saying the rest of us were, like, flooded with nostalgia as Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire came on the screen and you were like, they exist.
That's a cool reference, yeah. That was pretty good reference.
Oh my god.
But anyways, yeah.
Interesting.
I thought it was good. I liked it. I liked that the whole, like, I liked how they executed it well. it did not. They did. I don't feel like Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield really overshadowed like their stay. They had. I feel like the role exactly was perfect for what it was. You know.
I'm still speechless that you haven't. How do you even? So you're telling me that? Oh my god. So you're telling me that like references to the past Spider-Mans with Tobey Maguire and Andrew
Garfield, I understood.
Did you get those?
I understood all the references.
Okay, so when Andrew,
I just haven't seen the movies.
So when Andrew Garfield caught
yes,
MJ,
yeah, and because his what's her Gwen Stacy or whatever died. Yeah, I get that.
Okay,
I just haven't seen the movie.
Okay. Okay, right. For me, okay, so then it was something different for me. For me, the compared to the other Spider-Mans, this ranks my top Spider-Man. Now, I've seen all of the other Spider-Mans. I watched I think almost all of them in anticipation for this one. Mm-hmm. And from rewatching them, I had a few takeaways. I was like, okay, so Tobey Maguire ones were like about as good. The Tobey Maguire ones now for me are nostalgia, because if I watch them actually looking at like really thinking about them, I don't enjoy them as much. They're mostly nostalgia. Mm-hmm. I went and watched The Amazing Spider-Man. I don't think I watched The Amazing Spider-Man, but I watched The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Mm-hmm. Because I'd seen The Amazing Spider-Man recently. And Amazing Spider-Man 2, it just made me really like Andrew Garfield as a Spider-Man. Like, I thought he did a really good job. Like, which is weird because, like, I remember watching it, like, 2 days before No Way Home. And then I was picking you guys up for No Way Home. And I was like, I think Andrew Garfield is like above Tobey Maguire for me, and you guys are like, what is wrong?
I didn't say anything because I haven't seen either of them.
Well, I think it was Xavier then that was like, what is wrong with you?
Anyways, yeah.
I just really ended up enjoying Andrew Garfield. So going into this, I think if I hadn't have rewatched Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is not a good movie, but had a good Spider-Man. I think if I hadn't rewatched that, I would really hate Andrew Garfield going into this, because I really hated the Amazing Spider-Man movies before, but had a little sympathy towards them, a little bit of a liking. So I went in like excited to see both Spider-Mans, and I really enjoyed the film. Like, obviously nostalgia and happiness seeing both them, something you couldn't feel. Jeez.
I thought it was a good movie.
All the villains, like, this was just everything I wanted from Spider-Man movie.
Oh yeah.
Because if you try to name something, it didn't have this of like a previous Spider-Man film. Well, actually, it had most of the villains and the heroes from the previous Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, exactly.
So it had like everything in there. It had all the villains. So if you wanted any villain, it had the best J. Jonah Jameson. The only J. Jonah Jameson? There was no J. Jonah Jameson in Amazing Spider-Man. I don't think
you're asking the wrong person.
Right. I keep forgetting. I don't think there was. That that's a J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, it's J.K. Simmons. Yeah.
From Tobey Maguire movies.
Yeah, I know that. That's stupid.
I don't know if they ever explained.
No, they don't need to. He's just that's who he is.
But they never.
That's just him.
I just realized that the other day, like, we were so in the hype of the movie, and I've been in the hype of the movie for so long that I just realized, it was just the other day that I was like, hold on a second.
I think they're technically different characters, but they're played by the same actor. I think that's the rule. I think that's what they're going for.
So, essentially, what you're saying is like, there's a multiverse, but this dude just happens to look the same in both multiverses.
Well, in one he has hair.
In one he's young, and in this one he's old, as though time has passed.
Yes. Yeah. You don't get it?
Yeah, but I just... You know what? I'm not going to complain. They brought the best... Mm-hmm. They brought the best J. Jonah Jameson into my favorite Spider-Man universe, because Tom Holland's universe is my favorite Spider-Man universe.
Yeah, it's Tom Holland, I think he does... I'd say he's probably my favorite Spider-Man. Now, that's not, saying a whole lot comparing, I haven't seen other movies, but just out of the three in that movie specific, and I mean, I guess it was I still liked Tom Holland. I thought it was a good movie. Yeah. I thought it had good story beats. Yeah. And I thought overall, I really liked it. I thought it had a perfect amount of fan service that didn't overpower.
Now that's something I was going to mention. People a popular complaint I heard after the movie came out was that the if you stripped it down to the bare bones, the story, people were like, the story wasn't great. It was all fan service, and it just overshadowed the story. And if you actually look at the story, it's meh. But then I was thinking about it, I'm like, no, the story's decent. It does have some things that I have problems with.
Oh, yeah. It's not perfect.
Like the whole, if they send them back, they're gonna die, but don't they get sent back in the end anyways?
They get sent back in the end, but they've changed them so they're no longer evil.
Yeah, but they were taken right before they
died, so they're probably still gonna... Yes,
yeah.
Yes, that is the plot hole.
Little things like that, of course, but that comes with any movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, overall, I thought it was a pretty good film. It just, as a Spider-Man fan, and Spider-Man probably is my favorite Marvel, one of my favorite, at least, Marvel characters.
Oh, yeah.
This was probably, like, it was everything I wanted.
And the other thing is, I know a lot of people have said before is they didn't, like, especially this is from Homecoming and Far From Home, right?
Right.
It's like Tom Holland, that Spider-Man, right, was always just seemed to be like just Iron Man, like, Junior kind of thing, right? Yeah. I heard that a lot. This really shows, you know what I mean, that this is, it really just makes the connection bigger, I guess. Like, because it doesn't make the
makes him
bigger.
his own person.
It makes him his own person, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The character development.
It's such good character development, and just, like, because we were waiting for, you know, like, because in every of the other Spider-Man movies, right? Yeah. Like, Uncle Ben dies or whatever, right? Yeah. And then, like, in Gwen Stacy dies at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2. And doesn't Uncle Ben die also there, too? I haven't seen the movie, so...
Yes.
And also his parents are...
Yes. No, yes. Yeah. Uncle Ben dies.
And then, now he lost his aunt, right? Aunt May. Yeah. And that, you know, that actually is, like, it really kind of... This almost feels, in a weird way, it almost feels like the first, like, of more Spider-Man movies, in a way. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was going to add to that and say... like, something I've noticed is, like, everybody, he always has a mentor in each movie. His mentor in Homecoming was Iron Man. Mm-hmm. His mentor person kind of was Mysterio. Mysterio in Far From Home.
And kind of, like...
He went bad, but it was still Mysterio.
Well, Mysterio, and it kind of, like, he still had Nick Fury, who was Talos, but, you know.
And then this one kind of had the other Spider-Mans as a mentor. So, but it really felt like, I'm interested, like you said, to see where they'll go with the Spider-Man character, because by the end of this, he felt like a really independent. Oh yeah, because this is like the classic Spider-Man setup, right? Yeah, he's on his own. He has, you know, he doesn't have many connections, if any, because everyone forgot him at the end of the movie, right? And he's all on his own, and he's doing Spider-Man things. He's got his own little crappy apartment that he can't pay rent on, and that's the character. That's Spider-Man in his essence. Because he's doing it not for the money, not for anything else, because it's right. Exactly. I really say see where it goes, because I love the fact that they stripped him right down. He's got no friends left because nobody even remembers. He doesn't have access to, like, his giant computer satellite nuke. People still know Spider-Man, though. They just don't know Peter Parker. Well, they don't know nobody knows Peter Parker. Yeah, everyone knows who's Spider-Man. Well, they know Spider-Man, but they don't know Peter Parker is Spider-Man because they don't know who Peter Parker is. So the people who had a relationship with the two, do they only know the one now? So, like, Happy only knows Spider-Man, and he just knows him as Spider-Man, or the Avengers that talk to him only know him as Spider-Man now. He just, I guess in their mind, he would have just kept his mask on the whole time. Or something like, I think there is some complications, especially for people who knew both, but I think it's more like people would know Peter Parker, right? And, like, you know how it's general knowledge that if you're living in that world, you know Spider-Man exists, basically, right? Yeah. It would just be like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, but the people who had direct contact with him, I would assume, still know him, just know him as Spider-Man, and that's it. Remember everything he did and said, just only as Spider-Man. That's weird, because I never thought about that, right? Yeah. Because, like, especially, like, you know, like, well, Doctor Strange, right, would be a great example. Would he know, like, they were just chilling, and they just cast a spell now, right? Yeah. Like, he's worked with Spider-Man before, so would he just know just Spider-Man? Yeah, I would assume so. Like, the way I picture it is not his mask was on or his mask was off. I think just any of the heroes remember him saying or doing, they just don't remember his face to it. They remember that Spider-Man said blank.
Yeah, but what if, like... Okay, anyways, that's...
No, what are you saying?
Okay, what if, for example, you know, in the future, right?
Yeah.
You get old Peter Parker, right?
Yeah.
He's rolling up to, like, with the Avengers or whatever, right? And then he just, like, okay, it's end the mission, let me just take my mask off or whatever, right?
It's gonna be a big... You mean in the future?
Yeah, in the future, right? Would they, like, you know...
Would they remember him?
Yeah.
No, that was... I would think that was the point of this. Like, they wouldn't because of spell.
Yeah.
So they would be like, oh, you're
this guy. But like,
no, you're some random dude because they don't even... Nobody knows Peter Parker. Yeah,
but, like, would that undo the spell?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think what that would do is just... People are like, oh... It's a random dude we don't know, never have heard of.
Right.
Okay, he's Spider-Man. I would think. I'm assuming they'll answer this in further.
Oh yeah, this is all future.
But where I was coming from a long time ago was I just like that they've stripped him down. He's just his own person.
Oh yeah.
And I want to see him build his world back up.
Oh yeah.
So I want him to see him. And I wouldn't mind if they, like, as much as I love MJ and Ned as characters, I wouldn't even mind if they just left them be and just had him meet new people.
Oh yeah,
just because those are great characters, but I feel like if we go back to that, it would be like, oh, okay, we're back to the same old. But I wanted to like meet new people and just like evolve as a character to different things than what he was before the spell. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like, maybe this is not like a hard reset, but like a, you know, like, yeah, just continue forward.
An easy way to give him opportunities to change as a character.
Yeah, this is a pretty easy way to set up, you know, a good Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah. All right.
Overall.
Great movie.
Wonderful movie.
Amazing movie.
The mid-credits scene. We had Venom.
There's Venom. He was having drinks.
I feel like the Venom scenes, first of all, feel very afterthought-ish. Like,
yeah,
they were like, oh, let's
we're bringing everybody in, and we're not bringing the Venom from Spider-Man 3. So we'll just bring Tom Hardy. Yeah, he's in.
Yeah.
We'll slam him in.
So.
And it's weird how he got brought to a different spot, like in the middle of nowhere. Because all the other 6 just went to specifically just New York, right? So how'd that transportation work? Like,
well, because they all...
Or not New York.
Didn't they all end up where they were previously, but in this
Venom? But why would Venom be in the middle of like Mexico then?
Oh, you didn't see the Venom 2 then?
No, I haven't seen Venom 2.
Okay, so in Venom 2, at the end of Venom 2, there's a post-credits scene where Eddie Brock and Venom go on vacation.
Oh, and that's why he gets teleported from.
There. I see. I was like, there's a missing piece here.
Oh, but okay, that's making more sense.
Yeah, so at the end of that, and then the post-credit scene of Venom back in October, we saw a big like flash happen, and then them being like a slightly different like vacation villa, and them look at the TV, and J. Jonah Jameson was announcing that Peter Parker was Spider-Man.
Oh,
that was the credit scene to Venom. So that got everybody like really excited when Venom came out, but you didn't see Venom, so
no.
Jeez.
Okay, cool. So that makes more sense then. All right.
Yeah. So that's why that. There you go. So that's not a plot hole.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt like as much as it felt like an afterthought. I see why they couldn't like. It would have just been too much if they also included Venom.
Oh yeah, that's just it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't fit the theme.
No. So, but I enjoyed, on one hand, that they connected and said like, oh, you know, we can do this. It felt like they were saying, we can do this. Venom can exist in this universe, and we can tie things in with those movies.
Really? That's weird.
What do you mean?
I thought it was more of hey, people were theorizing that Venom was in the same universe, and this was basically just saying, hey, no, this is a completely different universe. We're hard cutting it. We're showing you that this is different, basically.
Oh, I assumed it was a different universe. Essentially what I liked them doing, what I was saying is like, I like them saying that, hey, these movies exist, like Venom, like those movies that aren't connected to the MCU, but we can if we want. We have a good relationship with Sony and can bring them in if we want.
Good relationship, all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought it was like a nice little cherry on the
cake,
or who puts cherry on a cake?
Black Forest. Do you not like Black Forest cake then?
No. Do they put cherries on Black Forest?
Yeah,
cakes?
They put maraschino cherries.
Sprinkles. No. Icing on the cake. Icing on the cake. That's what I was looking for.
Well, cherry on a sundae, I think, is how it is.
But icing on the cake.
Yeah, icing on the cake, yeah.
Just searching in my brain, trying to figure out what I'm trying to go for here. Okay. Do you have any final thoughts about Spider-Man?
It was pretty good.
Moving forward. For me, I've seen all the rest of Spider-Man, and it's at number 1. Because it's everything I love about the other films combined.
Alright.
Yes. So, let's move on from that one. If we have any more thoughts, we can always circle around to it. Next thing. So the Marvel series. We haven't talked about any in a very long time.
Let's just do a quick, let's start from, we talked about WandaVision. Well, how was the end of WandaVision for you? Was it good or bad?
Why don't we just, let's
rapid fire. WandaVision, end of WandaVision, good or bad?
It made me excited for what's coming.
Cool. Falcon and Winter Soldier, good or bad?
Wait. Let's hold on. We don't need to go fast.
Rapid, we're just going to get the old stuff out of the way and then move on to the good stuff.
No, hold on. WandaVision, though. Do you think that show, just out of curiosity, do you think WandaVision has rewatchability or no?
Kinda.
Because, I know someone who loves WandaVision and, keeps rewatching it. I'm just like...
It's a mystery, though, and that's the whole point.
I couldn't rewatch it. I was watching it.
I can maybe watch it once more.
I tried to rewatch it, and it just... when I tried rewatching it, it was nice on one hand, because you caught little details hinting to... Now you know... A mystery is always nice to watch more than one time, because you see little details hinting to what the result is. But on the other hand, I was like... I couldn't watch it more than once again. So I don't think the rewatchability is there, but I just want to bring it up.
That makes sense, yeah.
What you thought about that.
Falcon Winter Soldier. What do you think?
It was good.
All right, it was good?
It was mid for me. I was like, that was good. I ended up watching that show twice.
It has that. I think it has more rewatchability, but yeah.
It has a little more, but I liked it less on the rewatch.
Yeah, I haven't rewatched it, but I honestly, I could see that come to that conclusion. I thought it was all right in the time, filled a good time slot. Overall, not terrible, not great. Kind of in that mid area.
Well, Falcon Winter Soldier, actually, on the rewatch for me, it kind of felt annoying, to be honest with you.
Fair enough.
Which is a poor description, it feels like I'm bashing it, but it just felt annoying. Just some of the characters, I was just like, I don't love this show as much, but it's still good. It's still decent Marvel content.
Right. Next show. Loki, what do you think?
You're trying to rush me through my thoughts.
I'm not trying to rush you. I'm trying to get rapid fire.
Oh, you're rapid fire. What was Loki? Best MCU show so far. Each episode, I think I watched each episode twice because I watched it with someone after I watched it with myself. Each episode.
With myself.
But you know what I'm trying to say. I can't.
Go.
I thought it was the best MCU show so far. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I thought it was pretty good. I gotta say it. I don't know which one's my favorite. They're all kind of in that weird area for me, kind of thing. But I gotta say it was pretty good.
The only complaint I had about Loki was the lack of it was a lot to stomach. Even for me, I was like the whole it's a far out concept.
Oh,
so unless you're familiar with fantasy films, sci-fis, Marvel stuff, multiverses. If you're just if I tried watching Loki with my mom, she'd be like,
God. What is that? What is that movie?
She'd be like, so where is he's not Loki or he is Loki?
What is this?
It would confuse a lot of people, but
yeah, I feel like they did a half decent. They still for the whackness of the concept. I still feel like they did a pretty good job of explaining it relatively.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's my favorite Marvel show. I'm just saying that if anybody else was gonna watch it,
it would take it might take some explaining for some people. Yes.
Yeah.
Still,
And you said
I thought it was
just good to you.
Yeah, I don't really know where a ranking would be among everything else, but I thought it was pretty good still. I thought it was a good addition. I'd say it's better than Falcon Winter Soldier and WandaVision.
Yeah. Okay.
Next episode. Next show. What was the next show we had?
Was it What If?
Because it's What If and then Hawkeye.
Yeah. What If I didn't like What If.
Okay. I really liked 2 episodes of What If.
How many episodes? There was
9.
You like 2 out of 9.
I really liked 2. The rest were alright. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I really liked 2. I mean, I really liked 2.
Okay, what 2 were those?
Episode 4. That was the Doctor Strange one.
Oh yeah,
that was great storytelling. That was emotional beat. Like I felt that one. That one made me feel things.
So depressing though. Like I was gonna cry by the end of that one.
And episode 8, Ultron wins.
See that one, I didn't love that one.
I loved that one. You want?
I was like,
I have one issue with it, but I really like that one. Because the only issue is Ultron just. Well, I get it why. Ultron just killed Thanos in 1 second, but I get why for show running wise. But still, that kind of is like really 1 second. Vision, bro, you have a laser, just shoot him.
Yeah, like this is what I don't love about some shows like this is sometimes when they go with a show that's like, you know, like what could have happened, they end up making what really did happen in the Marvel movies. They make you double check that and like think twice about it, and you're like, I don't like that. I want you to do a what if show, but keep us believing as much in the main stuff. I don't want you to make us question that stuff, you know?
See, well, I really felt that about episode 2, specifically. Okay. Like, that was Black Panther, that was, T'Challa as, Star-Lord.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
That one, I really felt that, like, it made, like, Peter Quill Star-Lord feel, like, lame, you know what I mean?
Why?
Well, because literally, he's just so much better at everything. He literally got the Ravagers, saved the world, and this other guy just scrapping for money. Like, bro, this felt really lame in comparison. But anyways, I really liked episode 8 because I don't know, like, it really delved into end of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like pretty like compared to most people, I was pretty high on Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
And I liked seeing more like of Ultron, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a good episode, and because when I first seen it, like the teaser or whatever, right? They had the sketch of like Ultron with like the Infinity Stones or whatever, right? And I'm like, nah, they're not actually gonna do that. They're not actually gonna make that. I thought that was just like something we obviously were missing something, right? No, they actually just went up and like ran Ultron, and he just destroyed the planet, ended all life, and just did it all. And I thought, you know what? I really like that. I like stories where, like, that's why I like stories actually where the villain wins sometimes. You know what I mean? Because then I feel like, what's the right word? Because then it feels like a back and forth, right? But
Infinity War,
Yeah, I really like Infinity War. But most movies, right? The hero always, like, you could tell the hero's gonna win. You know what I mean, right? And there was still that glimpse of hope. You know what I mean? With, like, I just like stories where it's actually, you think the hero actually has a chance to lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They actually, like, there's actually stakes. You actually think they could lose. You could see that happening. You know what I mean? And then when that does happen and it's done well, it's just really fulfilling.
Fair enough.
I don't know. That's personally maybe just me, but I thought that episode very highly.
Okay. I think you were far more taken with the show than I was.
Just those 2 episodes. The rest were like, eh.
Most of the things, I was like, I like the concept of this, but I was cautious when I went into watching it because I was like, this is a cartoon. Mm-hmm. Not a cartoon, but it's animated, right? And so, one of my pet peeves with Marvel stuff is how it's too family friendly sometimes. Like I get having family friendly.
Ends the world family friendly.
Well, no, I get having family friendly content, but sometimes it just feels like they're going too far for family friendly content. And we'll discuss that later on because we do have one more thing to discuss.
Oh yeah.
But I just. Everything felt really like the zombies episode. I had high hopes for the Marvel zombies.
Yeah, the zombies let down.
So disappointed.
Zombie let down. I would say, especially after episode 4, that let down pretty hard.
I just wanted it to be like you're gonna make Marvel zombies. Go all the way and literally make it Marvel zombies, but you made it like a PG-13. No, not even PG. You made like PG zombies, and I was just that really lets me down because when I go into something zombies, I want to see my favorite heroes being torn apart. I don't just want this half-ass thing.
Like, zombies let me down, I will say.
Yeah.
I will say that. And most of the other episodes were, like, they were from, like, middle of the ground to letdowns for me.
I hated the episode where Thor went, like,
episode 7 was not good.
I like how you know the episodes. I don't even know the numbers. But the one where Thor went party hard, I thought that was the stupidest thing.
That one almost just felt like, so in episode 9, they could just have 4. Or Thor.
I didn't know. No.
I didn't like that. That would be my least favorite, probably.
I didn't mind Captain Carter.
Captain Carter was. I thought it was solid. Nothing amazing, but it was all right.
Yeah.
Episode 3.
The classic gender swap.
Episode 3 was the Hank Pym going insane and killing the Avengers.
Was that what that? I don't remember that episode.
Yeah, he went. It was all right. That's when the Hulk turned into a balloon.
I don't even.
Okay, it must have been great if you don't remember it.
No, I didn't.
And then episode 4 was Doctor Strange, very good.
Yeah.
Episode 5, Zombies, not amazing. Episode 6 was if M'Baku, I'm pretty sure, if he won. Not M'Baku, who was that guy?
The dude from Black Panther.
Black Panther, yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. But
what's his name? I'm blanking right now.
Isn't that like
Killmonger, yeah.
Killmonger.
Yeah. Or Michael Jordan, yeah.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yep. Just the entire show in general. I hated the finale. I was just like,
episode 9 was not great.
We assemble these guys. I just
for how good episode 8 was, episode 9 was such a letdown.
It was so rushed. It was like, we assembled them all from the separate universes really, really fast, and they all jump on board. And they all say, I'm like, no. It was not my favorite show. That one sits at the bottom easily.
Oh, really? The bottom?
Yeah, below Falcon and WandaVision.
I don't know. On average, probably for me, I'd have to put it below the bottom, but the highs would be above both. Like, I'd say that episode 4 and 8 was, if we're going as the whole show, I'd have to probably put it below.
Let me clarify. I'm not the bottom of all Marvel things, just the bottom of the shows.
Yes, what I was thinking. Yeah. But like I'd say its highs are higher than probably even like I'd say the highs for me are comparable to like or probably better than Loki.
Okay.
But yeah.
Next one was Hawkeye.
Yep. What do you think?
I liked it.
Oh yeah.
Which is weird because it went very family friendly, and I was just complaining about that. But I think
it worked.
It worked. Now this would not be something that I see as an artistic piece of cinema. No.
This was a fun Christmas special.
This is something I'll watch each Christmas when I'm in a Marvel mood around Christmas time.
Yeah.
And I'll watch this. Did I think it was amazing? No. Was it a good Christmas show that included Marvel characters I liked and introduced some new ones? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What did you think of the inclusion of Kingpin into Hawkeye?
Kingpin? I don't know. It felt weird, honestly.
Really?
Like, yeah, I felt like they were just trying to like, because in that December period, they were like, that's the period because it was probably bang bang, right? Because we went Hawkeye and then Spiderman, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I remember seeing Kingpin before I seen Matt Murdock, right?
Right.
They went bang bang, so I felt like almost just like a teaser for like the little teaser that we got in Spider-Man for No Way Home.
Yeah,
I felt it was a teaser for a teaser, and that's a teaser for the future.
Yeah, I feel like neither thing is really doing anything with the characters. It just feels like, hey, we're letting you guys know these people are in the Marvel.
They're in here, yeah.
They're in this MCU.
I feel like Marvel was basically just setting their... I feel like including them was just setting their canon. You know what I mean? That's what it felt like almost more. Because they're setting that... Okay, Daredevil? Yes, that Daredevil stuff is in. Venom? He's a different universe. Don't worry about that.
But we still have access to
it. We have access, but that's a different universe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that does say that...
They're setting up the table here.
Mm-hmm. Which does... Actually, I think that's kind of cool because it does technically save room for MCU Venom too. Yeah. Which Venom in comics is...
And he left a piece.
He left a piece, that's what it set up room for that.
Yeah.
And I remember, I don't know a whole lot about comics, but I know in the comics, occasionally Venom can be an anti-hero.
Like in the movies.
Like in the comics, right?
Yeah.
So then in the movie, you could have a villain Venom who maybe turns good, like Loki.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because occasionally Venom is...
I want to see Venom bad guy, though. Like
a bad guy Venom, like a new one, that would be cool.
Ever since Amazing Spider-Man 3, like, both of Venom
Amazing
movies...
Spider-Man... You mean Spider-Man?
No, just Spider-Man 3, yeah. My words today. Ever since Spider-Man 3, we haven't... Both the Venom movies, as much as I love those...
They're not he's not the villain.
I love those movies.
Yeah.
As stupid as they are.
They are stupid, but so fun. And that's the
Exactly. He's not the villain.
Yeah.
I really want to see him be the villain. If they would have brought the one from that universe to the MCU, he wouldn't have been able to do that.
Oh.
But leaving a piece in the Marvel universe, they can find a character who will be the bad guy, and I hope that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Circling back around to Hawkeye, what did you think?
Hawkeye, overall, I thought it was a good Christmas special. I gotta say,
yeah.
Overall, probably it was good. I liked it. I thought it was overall pretty good. Like probably just good. But it just felt, kind of just like a Christmas special. It didn't feel like there wasn't anything special that really drew me in. There wasn't anything like, amazing. They had a cool cameo at the end with Kingpin, right?
Yeah.
And overall, it just was like, okay, I can get behind it. I watched every episode the week it came out, and I was like, I can get behind this.
Yeah, for sure. See, for me, it sits in the all right range. All right is WandaVision, Falcon.
Yeah, more content.
Hawkeye, and then amazing is Loki, and terrible is What If for me.
Okay.
Yeah, that was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else has come out yet. Wait. Yeah, no. Nothing else yet.
There's
today.
Moon Knight Day of Recording is coming out.
Yeah, today came out. We haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet.
We haven't watched it yet.
But
probably watching right after the episode, but who knows?
We'll see. But when we do get to watch it, we'll discuss it on here at some point.
Yeah, we'll discuss it.
No matter how briefly.
Yeah, I feel like Moon Knight is definitely I'm kind of excited for it.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about it.
Oh yeah,
when it's finished though.
Probably at finish, or if we have some game breaking thoughts.
Yeah, if there's one of those reveals that we're
like, whoa!
Oh my God, Doctor Doom showed up.
Oh God, that would be.
Did you see that? There was I watched a trailer Easter egg, analyzing the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently the boxes behind him in a trailer are the company on them is somehow related to Doctor Doom.
Oh yeah,
so that's why I was
isn't he own a country or something in somewhere?
He owns something. He has a company.
He's rich as shit.
He's a big dude. He's like Tony Stark of bad guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll talk about that, but do we have anything else to talk about? Is there any other Marvel news? What did you think about the censoring of this stuff? Let's talk about that really quick, so that's current.
Let's bring up the whole thing. So recently it came out that there was 2 scenes specifically in Falcon and Winter Soldier that they removed some blood on. There was the one where he shot the guy, right? And
shot the scientist.
Now he just dies. There's no blood. There's
no blood, which makes I hate when shows do that because for me I'm like, what the fuck is the blood?
Yeah, where this man is okay. And then what was I forgot the other scene off the top.
The other scene was the battle in the yard. I don't know how to describe it. The crates.
Oh, the crate area, yeah.
And someone apparently got impaled with...
Oh, yeah, it just bounces off...
now it just kind of smacks them.
It just bounces off them. Yeah, I think it was when Bucky threw a
Personally,
yeah.
What I loved about Captain America and the Winter Soldier... No, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was...
It was kind of brutal sometimes.
Exactly, and that's what I loved about it.
My favorite moment... I gotta say, probably from the whole show, was when the new Captain America just freaking murked that dude. It's the Times Square of the area.
That's a good point, though.
That was one of my favorite parts.
Have they removed that from the show? Because if they're removing...
If they censored that, I was gonna be outraged.
But there's no way they could.
Yeah.
But if they remove the others, it doesn't make sense to remove the other parts, but leave that in, because
that's more brutal, I say, than any of the other
as much parts. As those ones show stuff and that doesn't show anything, you just see the blood on the shield.
Yeah.
It's still if you're gonna have, and I'm all about consistency, so Hawkeye was supposed to be family, but this from the very start, it's a rougher show. It's a rougher show.
Yes.
So when things like that are happening and the latest Captain America's murdering people, why are you
censoring a little bit of this? It's a year after.
This is
why are we bringing this up?
This is when I'm Disney's idiotic, because this is also a couple weeks after they've released all of the Netflix Marvel shows onto Disney Plus, which are all
and they're all mature.
They're all rated really high age rating.
Yeah.
They're all brutal, way worse than
that. Oh, they are brutal.
And I get that they want the MCU stuff to be family friendly, but
I guess I think they just want the MCU to be appealed to as many people as possible, basically, right? I think is the thing.
Get that, but I feel like they're gonna lose fans doing that. They anger me when they do that shit.
I don't mind if you release stuff, right, and then leave it. But the fact that you decide just for reason a year later to go modify your show for 2 scenes just to remove blood, I don't get it.
Yeah. Did you hear about? So a while ago, they modified, they edited WandaVision, but what they did was they edited the credit scene, I don't even know if it was the credits, just the end, where she's in the cabin looking evil.
Yeah.
They apparently edited that to make it relate more to Multiverse of Madness, which I was fine with. I'm like, okay,
that doesn't change. That's
making it. That's not taking anything away. That's making it refer more to what's coming soon.
I'm fine with that. I just don't get the point in that. Then
I don't get the point in either, and the amount they changed it was.
But I'm more okay with that. I'm okay with that than censorship.
This I don't like this. Plus, if they want to like really in today's day and age, how many parents care about what like if they're trying to not that many.
I think it's also. I don't know. I feel like in this day, not to get all socio-economical on you, but I feel like there's more like there's two different kind of groups of parents, basically, right? The ones that are like, whatever, man, you could go watch your fun movies and do whatever you want, just whatever. And then there's like the ones that don't really care, and then there's the ones who are overprotective.
Yeah. For sure.
There's that. There's just the two areas.
I love how two people who are like quite young. We are quite young.
We're criticizing you.
We're just a couple years out of the range of being a child, and we're like talking about what we think about parents. Like,
parents.
You know what the two kinds of parents are.
Well, that's just a day two. Well, you know what I mean, though.
Yeah,
basically.
No.
As an adult who's come to an opinion, that's what I've come to. Basically,
90% of the time, I think that's the.
And I think they're trying to appeal more to the. We're gonna watch the show as a family, and that can't. And when you have younger kids, I understand why. Like, I understand why they did it, but I don't agree with it.
But that's not what it's for.
Yeah.
Like, go watch, like, Marvel makes younger shows. Like, go watch one of the cartoons, or go watch Hawkeye. This is perfect. Don't edit what we have. Make it, like, the new, okay, so one thing we didn't talk about, Miss Marvel has a trailer now.
Yeah, I seen that trailer.
That looks like a family show.
That's a family show, right?
But it's fine. Because A, the character works for family friendly. Yep. B, that's what they're going for. They're not editing anything. They're not changing anything. That's what they're going for.
Yeah.
So... It's this whole editing thing that
the editing I don't like. If they would have left those scenes as they were at the first cut, whatever, man.
Even if they decide to make a season 2 of one of these shows and make season 2 far less violent, fine. If that's what you want to do, I still think it's stupid.
I disagree, but if that's the direction you want to take, go ahead.
Yeah, like I would still think it's stupid, but at least I wouldn't be mad about them changing.
It's just the fact that they're like just for. I don't understand this, and I dislike it strongly.
Yeah, I agree. But that's us ranting.
Yep.
I hope they don't. It's still interesting.
That's the thing. It's for the future. What are they going to start doing now? Like, or what are like? Because remember, like Disney, or no, I don't think Disney did it specifically, but like Star Wars, right? The addition of scenes and like the cutting of like the original Star Wars, like which is now A New Hope.
And I just don't think after cinema's made, even if it has mistakes, I don't agree in changing it. Like,
yeah, I think even no matter whatever it is, I feel like you're gonna get less shit.
Han shot second. Just randomly.
I feel like you're gonna get less shit for leaving it the same, basically, than you are for changing it. Because I dislike changing media. I feel like once you make something, that's what it is. It may have its problems, but we're not changing it.
The reason I said that was, wasn't that something that changed in Star Wars? They made it so, like, because it was the whole Han shot first thing. So
yeah, I thought you said hot shot media, and I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
No, I said Han shot second.
In the original cut, he shot first.
Okay.
Now in the newer version, and there's a big twist basically, but now in the newer version, Greedo just misses and then Han shoots him.
Han,
whatever.
Not Han.
Fine.
Han is what you shake with.
Whatever. Oh. Han shoots him, right? So because he just straight up misses.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I don't know.
Because I did the frame by frame comparison because I was bored.
Frame by frame with this man's intense. I was just bringing that up to be an ass, but still, I know what you're talking about. I don't like when people I don't like when they decide to edit things. Apart from like when they decide to like make a version of like Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's a good fight.
See, well, that's because you had something that was you had dog shit, and now we wanted to have a watchable movie. Now that's
all different. That's all different. But editing
we don't want to. We're not getting into Justice League again. No. But that was terrible. So we need to fix that. But that's okay with. But fix it. Taking something that's good and changing it. Why? Don't stop it.
But like little details like this, I think are irrelevant. I think it's silly now. Anybody who's wanted to watch that show
has watched that
show.
Or like, I don't get it. I just don't understand it. But whatever.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no. But whatever.
I guess we're just two guys on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. But we're the only two guys on the internet.
Obviously, yeah.
Either way, I think that anything else we gotta discuss?
Overall.
Oh, that's what one thing I need to add. I'm not to interrupt you, but Moon Knight. Because so Moon Knight's supposed to be more brutal, have some horror elements.
Yeah, it's supposed to have more. What the hell are they doing? Can they pick a message? Like they're like, okay, this show is a little too brutal. Let's cut it. Let's make a new show that adds more brutalness.
With some horror elements about a guy who has dissociative personality disorder.
Oh yeah, that's good MCU content right there, boys.
Like I get them wanting to be diverse with their content and like having.
That's what I thought.
All things, right?
Mm-hmm. I thought the whole point of their show was so that like they could keep the MCU movies like the same, basically, like similar, basically have the similar at least like superhero stuff, right?
Yeah.
And this allowed them to go into different subgenres. Because if you look at WandaVision, right? WandaVision is more. It delves into more of a not sci-fi. WandaVision's more mystery. Mystery. I'd say it's more mystery than anything, right? And then and Falcon and Winter Soldier. That was more of that was pretty actiony, right? Yeah. Along with like some story and longer episodes. Yeah. That's what it had, different direction. And then Loki had its own like
sci-fi.
That was heavily sci-fi. Yeah. What If that was an anthology series kind of thing of separate like story events, and then they ruined it at the end. And then and then there was Hawkeye was just a holiday special.
A holiday special with family vibes, right?
Exactly.
And then the Miss Marvel show looks like it's
it's
even more family. Like it's like teen, younger kids, like 12-year-olds.
Yeah, that's a good show for like they're trying to go for the younger.
And I think this is great, them giving us all these different iterations. But like, why then are they editing?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense, but whatever.
So, anyways, I think that's our thoughts for today.
Yeah, I think that's our thoughts today. Everybody, remember to like and subscribe to our channel, and you can follow our Twitter and
Twitter and Instagram.
I was blanked on the name for a second. They're Fellowship of Films. You can follow them in the You can follow the links in the About section of our channel. Yeah. I'm Ryan. This is Duncan. Tune on soon because we're back now. We're producing the content.
It might not be. It might be a couple.
It
might be a couple weeks.
It's not going to be that long.
At least 1 month. At least 1 month.
1 month. Yeah. That's what we're.
That's what we're gonna promise.
I'm committing to that. Once a month.
Once a month. Tune in next time.
Fellowship of the Films. I think that's everything.
Bye, people.
Aloha.